Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
All right, we got Jocko on the show.
My voice cracks a lot.
First CrossFit Games.
Yes.
I feel like this is going to bring you into the mainstream being on this podcast. I feel like you're going to get some new followers. You're going to get some new fans from being on the Best Hour podcast.
Right on.
You ready for that?
I'm ready.
Your team told us that he needs help bumping up his followers.
That rub. But you know what I think a lot of people don't know about you in our space, you talked about it a little with Dave on your show. You've had a CrossFit affiliate for over 15 years now.
Yeah.
Victory MMA and Fitness.
Yep.
Back in the day, Jiu-Jitsu guy, not as good as you.
Speaking of that, you've been talking a lot of shit.
Look.
He's like, I'm going to fight
Look,
Jocko.
for a second. First of all, this is an entertainment show, Jocko. I hope you understand.
Watching people get beat up is entertaining, actually.
Watching get beat up is my favorite thing, actually.
Fair enough. We also didn't think we'd meet Phil and you'd actually show up, so I was talking a little more trash than maybe I should have. But you've been around a long time. How did you find CrossFit, and what was the impetus to actually open a box?
So, I was in the SEAL teams for 20 years, and really at the beginning of CrossFit, pretty quickly, there was guys that had found CrossFit and started bringing it into the teams. And one of the first, I don't know if it was the first, I've been talking about with Dave to figure out if it was the first, but one of the very early level 1 certs that CrossFit came and did for the SEAL teams, I was there. And so, and I was obviously I was always into working out, and CrossFit to me was like, oh, cool. We're working out. We're lifting heavy things fast. We're sprinting. Like, it all made sense to me. And then we had this kind of a little bit more codified way of doing it, which seemed smart. So yeah, I went to that first CrossFit seminar that they did in the SEAL teams. That had to have been 2005.
Yeah, probably.
It was 2005 or 6. Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere in there.
So then after that, I was training, working out, continuing my career in the SEAL teams. And then in 2007, we started the process of opening my own gym, Jiu-Jitsu gym, MMA gym. And of course, at the time, it seemed like a novel idea. There really wasn't any gyms in the world, actually, that had everything in one place.
The Pit, remember the Pit with John?
Had it. Jackson's Wink, Wink Jackson had it.
Yep. John Jones.
Yep. So they had it, and they were kind of building it at the same time, but it really didn't exist where everything was under the same roof. So we had gotten kicked out of a bunch of gyms in San Diego, and we finally said, let's just open our own. And when we opened it, I immediately said, well, let's put a CrossFit box in here. So inside of Victory MMA, we've had that CrossFit. We got the affiliate in 2007, and we opened in January 2nd, 2008 is when we opened it. We've been there ever since.
And, for those that follow you, see you getting up early, you're doing CrossFit workouts on it, whether or not you call them CrossFit, it's all the same. When you wake up at 4:30, what would you prefer, Jiu-Jitsu or CrossFit? The thing
about Jiu-Jitsu is you need a partner, right?
Fair.
And you don't need someone to work out with you. So it's a lot harder to find somebody at 4:30 in the morning to do Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And I always do like to work out before Jiu-Jitsu, because I would rather be tired and a little more loose in Jiu-Jitsu than working out.
It's been cool to watch because he and I've been working on seminars for 10 years, but like Jiu-Jitsu has been slowly creeping into the CrossFit community. There's just so much overlap, and so many appreciate the carryover. Which one did you start first, Jiu-Jitsu or CrossFit? Like right around
Jiu-Jitsu for sure, because I started Jiu-Jitsu before CrossFit existed.
How long have you been doing Jiu-Jitsu for?
Since 1992.
That's an early adopter.
Or 1993.
Like I saw UFC.
No,
I want to do that thing.
For UFC.
Yeah.
So there was a SEAL, old SEAL Master Chief. I call him old now. He was probably like 10 years younger than I am right now. But at the time, he seemed like he was 150 years old, right? Great guy. His name is Steve Bailey, legendary SEAL. And when I showed up on my first deployment, he came down to my platoon and said, who here wants to learn how to fight? And I was like, so I thought, I'll teach him something, right? Yeah. And he wasn't, by his own admission, he was like a high level white belt at the time. But in 1992, if you were a high level white
That's like-
belt, yeah,
being
you,
a black belt
you
now.
knew magic.
Yeah.
And so he lined like 4 or 5 of us up and just tapped us out over and over again. And I knew
you're like that, man.
that's what I need to learn. And so that was what started me on jiu-jitsu. And so it wasn't until, like I said, maybe 2004, 2005. No, I guess 2005 or 2006 when I actually did a CrossFit seminar.
Right.
And I also I had a heads up on CrossFit too. Like I knew going into it what it was and I understood it. I saw Nicole yesterday,
Yeah.
and because she was there the first one, and I was like, yeah, I knew, kind of like I knew that Hoist Gracie was going to win the first UFC. I knew when they asked for volunteers at that first event
raise your hand.
to do overhead squats against
Yeah.
Nicole, I was sitting there in the back like, no,
Yeah.
which one of you suckers is going to buy into this? 'Cause I knew they didn't say what it was, but they're like, oh, you're just going to go against her.
Yeah.
And sure enough, she annihilated some
Smart
guy
enough.
at overhead squats.
That happened at my level 1 in 2007. I was like, not
Nope.
going up. I know how this ends.
Yeah.
And I do. It's awesome. Like Fern was saying, to see that overlap in jujitsu and CrossFit. Has training CrossFit and adapting that helped your jujitsu game?
Where I think it's really helped, and I talked about this with Jason Khalipa, is I think that the durability of, I've been very, very lucky, knock on wood, but I've been very lucky when it comes to not getting injured. And of course, I'm tweaked up right now a little bit, but I'm basically in pretty good non-injured condition for a 52-year-old dude that does a lot of stuff.
So you're getting after it. You're not just casually training.
No.
Either training or in jiu-jitsu. I mean, in both of those.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think it's because of religious training.
consistency.
Yeah, religious consistency. I train religiously, and when I get injured, which I do get injured,
Everybody
and
gets injured.
and I just people say, what do you do when you're injured? I do what I can. So do what you can. If you can't do a pull up, cool. Try work on your one arm pull ups until that arm gets
go
better.
through the motions.
Yeah,
What I
you
think
do,
so
you
far.
do things and try and maintain, and that's why I think they're very complementary, and clearly it helps to have good metabolic conditioning when you're doing jiu-jitsu. It helps to have good strength when you're doing jiu-jitsu. It helps to have good endurance when you're doing jiu-jitsu. All those things apply directly to jiu-jitsu.
Right.
So yeah, they're very beneficial.
Somebody was telling us you gave a talk to a bunch of affiliates yesterday.
Yes, I did.
We missed it. What was it about?
Just saying thanks. I talked about the fact that, I spent my adult life in the SEAL teams, and when you're in the SEAL teams, you have a bunch of buddies that you're doing stuff with all the time. And when you're not in the SEAL teams anymore, you don't necessarily get to do that. But when you got jiu-jitsu, when you got CrossFit, when you got something where you can link up with your friends, your comrades, and you go and do some hard stuff together, it's a really positive thing in life.
That's cool. And I think a lot of people that got really exposed during the COVID piece where it was just like gyms were packed, like when things started opening up.
Yeah.
I had people like coming in droves in my gym, like, I need people.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, me too, dude. Get in here. That's awesome.
What-
Very cool.
What have you found harder to convince people to do, jujitsu or train with you? Because I struggle. I do both.
Mhm.
You go to jujitsu, I'm like, you got to try this CrossFit. It's going to help. Like, if you watch jujitsu, you're like, oh, there's a hip extension. There's this.
Yeah.
Listen to me, it will help. But I can't get them to buy in on it.
I think I've done both, and I think I would say they're both hard to do because they're both humbling. And taking someone that is a jacked, really in shape person and be like, that's cool that you're big and strong, but like this 150-pound girl over here can literally beat you in a fight. And that's the reality of the situation. And it's also when you take someone that's really good at jiu-jitsu and you say, yeah, but if you have to like open this car door that's been crimped shut in a car accident, you're going to be weak and not going to be able to do it. So why not just be well-rounded?
Yeah.
Why not do both? There's no restriction. You don't sign a contract with CrossFit or a contract with Jiu-Jitsu that says you're only allowed to do Jiu-Jitsu or you're only allowed to do CrossFit.
And I did.
It's like they're complementary,
They are.
So do them both.
So you're here at the games. You are now the energy drink for CrossFit for the next 3 years. Is that right?
No, I heard the contract was forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
It's I
Thank
believe
God,
that's
typical.
called in perpetuity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I've been pounding one of these every day here.
Those are rookie numbers, bro. You gotta up those numbers.
He's still not fit,
I'm-
so we got to talk about the efficacy of
I'm
it.
trying to find the balance of getting my protein in and not having to poop between every single podcast that we do.
Good to go. These do not give you that impact.
No,
Good to go.
And your energy drinks taste amazing.
This has got like
not this
coconut in it, I think.
crazy spike. What's it mean to you to be the drink now that's going to be in affiliates around the world?
It's awesome. And, you know, I have my own gym, as you know, and this is what you want your clients and your people that are trying to get stronger, trying to get faster, trying to get smarter, trying to get better. You want to do that for them. You want to help them do that. So there's nothing better than having them walk in the gym, have a drink to get ready for the workout, go through the workout, get done with the workout, and grab a milk for protein on the way out. And you know you're giving them the best, cleanest thing you can do. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. And anytime you can help people, you're going to do better in life. You're going to feel better about everything. So every time you can get someone to not drink an energy drink that has a bunch of crap in it and is horrible for you, or drink a protein shake that's also filled with crap, I mean, that's just terrible. So I think it's awesome. And I'm super stoked that we can share this goodness with the world.
We're big fans of you. You know, we've read your books, and I wanted to let you know one of the values of our company, Best Hour of Their Day, is actually extreme ownership.
Right on.
And we appreciate taking that from you. It's something that we've applied as ourselves as the owners, but our team applies every single day, and we definitely attribute that to you. So it's been awesome chatting with you.
Appreciate it.
Anything you want to let people that haven't heard of you know about you before we wrap this show up?
I would just say, work out, train jujitsu.
There you
That's
go.
what I would say.
There you go. Are we
what I
getting
was saying.
are you smashing this?
Well,
Right?
Yeah,
is
you're-
that how you do
yeah.
it like a man? Well, you do mine.
Yeah, you-
I can't. Mine's
not-
wet. Mine.
I got that Jocko.
You guys-
I
did
couldn't
you
do
guys-
that yesterday.
Mine's broken.
Will
go.
you help?
I can't open it.
Oh, the double. I've been thinking about this.
I'm
Is it-
seriously struggling over here. I don't
Is
know what's happening.
Jocko, I'm just
Mine's
saying,
broken.
like,
This is rigged. This is bullshit.
there we go. Fern, you're used
Looks like we need to work on our training.
Yeah,
guys.
I have a weak grip.
I feel like
Grip strength
I-
is struggling. Yeah.
I loosened his before he got on.
Cheers.
Cheers
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, Fern.
Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
to Jocko, to
Thanks,
CrossFit
y'all.
affiliates around the world.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out, man. Really
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank
dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Nicely done.
Oh. There you go.
Don't give him too many.
There you go.
See you guys next time. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.